Hi, this is 16, and this is a battle where I'm attacking one single unit of general, and it will be reinforced by quite a horde of levy infantry. So I'll rush to position. This is a pretty weird map. Essentially, there's a river in the center, and I need to cross it. And to do so, I decided to go all the way up north, and I'll just cross it in all safety. And now the enemy army is pretty big. It's quite a lot of levy infantry as well as different kind of units. But at the same time I have a technological edge over them. And hopefully that will make me win this battle. And also if everything goes well, normally I should be able to seriously reduce the defender of well, the thing is that the reinforcements army are a defender from a castle, which is probably the one over there, and by killing most of them here we hopefully will be able to attack the castle without much defender remaining. So that can be a quite important battle. The enemy are making one very long line, and I guess not sure that's a good idea. I will not do that if I was them. So what I think I'll do is I'll bring my line infantry and all my army over here, and I'll engage that side. I'll use my levy infantry in order to kind of make a defense against potential reinforcements from that other side. At the same time, there's really there's not much to do against such a long line. And also my troops might be a little tired, so I'll make them walk. But really, this army is huge. And sure, they are mostly levy infantry, which are not particularly good. But I guess they compensate their lack of quality by number. And perhaps I should engage at first with my own levy infantries, followed not too far by my line infantry, and behind I guess I'll deploy my Yari Kashi as well as my matchlock Yari Kashi. So let's see. Now I'm attacking, and there's a timer, which mean I have to defeat the enemy in a certain amount of time. And my levy infantry seem to be lagging behind, so I'll tell them to hurry up a little more. At the same time, the enemy seem to be reacting to me with a few troops, and the hill is protecting me from their advance, because they need to get up the hill in order to fire on me, which is something which is good for me. So I'm positioning my troops, although my troops now are very tired, but I'll deploy them with knee fire. Instead of sending my levy infantry in front, I'll just keep them behind. First unit has been routed, so that's a good start for me. My technology edge pays off. As for here, I'll redeploy them. And now really my knee firing seem to be devastating on the enemy. And now of course there's only my line infantry which can do that. My levy infantry cannot do that. So that really means that those enemy levies, they are pretty much stuck being decimated by my line infantry. Their only possibility is to align more guns, which is already a pretty hard, well, a nearly impossible thing to do for them. At the same time, they are returning fire nonetheless. So I'm redeploying my troops into line, well, knee firing. And this is really having a very bad effect on the morale of the enemy. At the same time, the ground really isn't favorable to me. So that means that my troops do not necessarily have a good angle on the enemy. And I still have that huge army over there to fight. So here what I'll do is I'll simply wait for this guy to get closer and then rout them. Now that it's done, I'll just reorganize my line infantry and advance them a little further. Over there should be fine. At the same time, I have a couple of troops which I can advance here. It's clear that the land is really not favorable to muskets. Okay, really playing on me firing. And we're deploying these into a line to face the enemy. So it's really all about firepower right now. So I'll advance these guys here in order to have an angle on the enemy. I'll bring the general closer so he can boost the morale of my troops. As you can see here, my heavy infantry are actually taking a few shots from this guy here, but it's okay for the moment because they're just taking the shot. Well, they are being fired upon, preserving my line infantry, which are doing the job here. At the same time, I probably should move my Yeti infantry a different area to support my troops into a potential melee charge. The enemy are really getting closer to my troops, which will likely favor my troops decimating them. Like that. It's quite a weird strategy, to be honest. I'll just pull my Yeri a little back in order to preserve them from any enemy fire. Redeploy my heavy infantry into a better position to concentrate fire on those troops here. I'll just remove my general a little. And I'll check what's that. Get more heavy infantry. These guys don't seem to be shooting too much, so ordering them manually. That seemed to have done the job. But now they are running after the enemy, which is not what I want, so I'll order them back here. On that side, my riflemen seem to be managing to kill many of the enemy. The enemy riflemen really seem to focus fire on the troops which are the strongest, meaning my Yeti, because my Yeti are really good in melee, and I guess the enemy doesn't want me to be good in melee. Okay, time to redeploy this unit here to face that enemy. And what I'll do here is I'll advance a little my lines in order to engage. Oh wait, I'll just reorganize a little because now the enemy are sending some of their melee troops. So I'll bring my troops into a position where they can react to that. And yeah, that seemed to be a kind of attack. Okay, some of my line infantry are out of ammo. So what I'll do is I'll remove them in order to preserve them. And I'll replace them with a few of my light infantry. And now I'll charge the enemy with my Yeti. And I'll focus fire on this guy here. And what I'll do here is I'll remove my light infantry, which have no business getting engaged in melee. And I will redeploy the other units here in order to fire on these units here and rout them. Okay, everybody's routing now. Bring my general a little closer. So I guess the enemy are now routed, and I'll pursue them. But let's go back to the campaign now. Okay, so I just had a close victory here, and as a result of this victory, the enemy garrison is much more weaker than it was. And that means I can perhaps stack it. But first of all, I'll regroup my different units into a stronger one, so they won't get wiped out. And like that. Okay. So now I have a smaller force, and I'll siege this castle. And by doing so, I'll prevent the enemy from rebuilding his force. And what I'll do is I'll try to bring my reinforcements from the south. At the same time, there's no dangerous or threatening army around me. So I'll just send my troops over there. Well, my special agent, I mean. Over here as well. I'll send my geisha. And I'll send my line infantry from there to the army. There I go. Okay, now I'll keep producing some troops here. And the reason for that is that I'm not interested in my allies betraying me. Even though I'm supposed to be with the Emperor. And how about a few bow cavalry? Don't know if that's good, but I'll try them because I can. So ending the turn. It's possible that the enemy will send an army to react to me sieging one of their town. But I don't believe they have the capacity to repel me. And as you can see, they're not attacking, so that means they're not strong enough. At the same time, I will need to develop my navy because I really have a weak navy. Actually, it was sunk, pretty much. So that means that it's really weak. It's non-existent. So I'll produce some ships, and hopefully they will be more advanced ship. And if I have ships which have armor plating and that kind of stuff, that will be very good to beat the enemy. Also, the enemy seem to be bombarding my troops. Now they are entering into Owari province. At the same time, I have that ally army which is running around the base. Now my goal is really to capture ground and go beat the Shogun. And that probably mean building some forces. I want to enlist a new general, don't need one. And I'll come with my army here in order to provide support into attacking this town. Okay, that's expected. I'll occupy it. And I will send an agent to rally the population as well as a geisha to entertain nobles. And what that will do is that will probably provide order into the realm faster. Same time I have that reinforcements army which is coming here from different troops spread around, and that will be helpful to attack the enemy. Here I'll fix this and I'll produce a few good troops. You will have a boosted armor. I'll produce one like that and a geisha here. And I guess now I don't have sufficient amount of money, but I need to think about updating my ports. Now there seems to be an hostile faction here. That's a little unexpected, but I guess I'll divert this army here and I'll send it north. Don't know what's over there though. Okay, I'll ready the population there. And I have a few ninja, I guess I'll send one further north in order to scout. And while this one does that, I'll scout over there. I'll send a ninja somewhere there. And I'll keep pushing over there with my geisha. And there we go. I could probably attack this, but they will pull back. At the same time I have this army here, which is from the Shogunate, and they are hostile. So I don't necessarily want to get in contact with them right away. So this is really one part of Japan against the other. That's really how it looks. And these guys seem to have quite a bit of troops. So I will need to defeat many of them. At the same time, perhaps I could use a fleet and bring an army in their rear and destroy them from behind. That could be a possibility. And the Shogunate armies seem to be bombarding my coastal area. But at the same time I seem to have strong ally there. And also the remaining pro-Shogunate faction, which were all the way south of Japan, seem to have been defeated now. So that put me into a fairly safe position when it comes to being attacked from the rear. But now it's really the enemy navy which appear to be causing trouble and taking quite a while in the turns. So I might have to sink many of them. There's a big army in that town. Shogunate uprising. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll develop naval artillery, I guess, armor piercing stuff. And here I guess I'll try. I don't have the money for that. But next turn I'll try to build a heavier ship. And now let's move here, where I'll merge all my armies. Now what I just did here is kinda important, because when you don't send your troops into the town, the troops go around the town, and what that does is that prevents you from crossing a certain distance. So sometimes just sending your troops into the town might make a world of difference. It's just a small trick like that. And there's a lot of stuff around there. And everybody is at war with me. That's a little inconvenient. So, not sure what to do. I have multiple choice here. Either I'd protect my province of Owari, in which case I'll come there too late. Or I go straight for the enemy territory, which is really well defended, with Shogunate infantry, which are better than my line infantry. And what are these? These are rather traditional troops. So perhaps one thing I could do would be to engage the enemy there and bring all of my armies, and we'll be able to fight multiple armies there. At the same time, there's that green army here, which is a pain. I guess I'll just try to rout them. Okay, that just made the battle here bigger. So I guess that's what I'll do. I'll make a huge battle there, and that will be quite interesting. So I'm moving my troops there, and how about these here? At the same time, there's a timer which is in my disfavor for big battles. So I'll attack this green army. Seemed it did not work, but let's do it like that. So essentially I'm supposed to defeat 3 armies now. They are not that big, but still quite a challenge. So that will be the subject of my next episode, so keep your eyes open for that.